I'm getting ready to leave in a little bit to run an errand, and as I'm getting ready, I'm thinking about a post I saw on Instagram of a mother who lost her son, and it was just a video, and she was just saying I don't even think she was talking. It was probably music and clips and everything, and then she in the caption uh, she was talking about her son, and then um, I don't know why I make the mistake of going to comments on Instagram. But I went into the comments on Instagram, and there were so many people accusing her of exploiting her son for likes or comments or whatever, as if, as if a like or a comment could ever do what you really want, which is to see your child again or bring a child back. No likes or comments are going to do that. So, you know, I started thinking about how we've become so conditioned as a society to um, disassociate or to not even, assume the worst of people, but to just attack when we're supposed, instead of stepping back and reacting with compassion. We're so brainwashed. And I think about all the cliches that we use to brainwash ourselves, um, money doesn't buy happiness, and um, if it doesn't, if it doesn't kill you, it'll make you stronger. I mean, even when I say that, I always think about, well, only the people around to talk about it are the ones that it made stronger. The people who were killed by it can't talk about it. They were killed. So it's like we say like the just most, we say the most ridiculous things in an effort to um, ridicule people or force people past or discount what they're actually going through in their lives. And it's so bizarre to me. As and I reached out to the mom and I just told her, I was just like, I'm so sorry that people are doing that to you, because however you find a way to make it through the day and through the days, more power to you. People don't really understand what it's like. They think it's kind of like, I guess they think it's like when you lose your job or you have a plant that dies. I mean, they don't even give it as much honor or understanding as they do when somebody's pet dies. When somebody's pet dies, or when people are trying to harm animals, it looks like people come out in droves to help save the animals, or they'll talk about it. I think about the things that happen with Michael Vick and some of these other entertainers and athletes and stuff. Um, they literally lose their livelihoods and their jobs because they engaged in activity that was harmful to animals. But we have social systems, social networks where human beings are routinely harmed, routinely harmed, where, you know, things like your race or your gender automatically make you a target. And nobody blinks an eye. There's no outrage. There's no outcry. We just kind of accept it as normal. I saw another post where um, this lady, this overweight lady, fat lady, I'm fat, so, and she was posting an outfit online, and people were just abused. They were abusive, and and I went in the comments, and I'm looking at these comments, and one girl said, "It makes me so sad to see this." And I told her, I said, I agree. I mean, I purposely didn't engage with anybody that was being negative. But I said to her, I said, I agree. And people came at me and they were like, well, it's social media you put out in the public. Something similar to what they say about entertainers. Um, well, they took that job, so they should know that's part of the territory. We made it part of it. It People feel like entertainers um, deserve abuse or should be able to withstand abuse or should be willing to accept abuse because they're entertainers and because they get paid a lot of money to entertain us, to make us laugh, to make us cry, whatever it is. But what it really is jealousy. It's a sense of envy because you feel like they're highly compensated. You see that they're highly compensated for what they do. And because they receive so in some cases, maybe too much money for their talents, we feel like we're justified in abusing them. And so now we've taken the same stance with people who have the courage to put themselves out there on social media to share part of their lives. And that if you don't look like, if you look like what they consider an outlier, because in my world, if I'm a fat person, skinny people are an outlier. But it doesn't give me the right to go find slim people and abuse them, you know. But they feel like, oh, this person is an outlier. Okay. They're not the average person, male, white, you know, a certain type of good looking, because you can be a certain type of good looking. And if you're not good looking, you better be a quirky good looking, the Clark Kent type. And it's like and everybody else, if they deviate from a set script, if they deviate from the culture's expectations of who they should be, and in her case, as a fat woman, she was supposed to act ashamed and hide and not show her body and not be interested in her clothing, not be interested in the things that she likes, not be interested in makeup and those things. And because she showed an interest and because she was putting herself out there to show other fat people, other fat women, what was available, people simply they felt like that made her, you know, they felt like that they could target her and ridicule her. And it was a long few days because I had a few people, going back and forth. And, oh, well, she should know she's not attractive. And she should expect this type of feedback. And I was like, who says? She didn't ask you. You could have kept scrolling. And in whose world is she not attractive? And to you, she may not be attractive. But you may not be attractive to a lot of people. That doesn't give them a right to abuse you. And I mean, the arguments that people were coming up with, like the mental gymnastics that people will go through to justify heaping abuse on people that look different from them or people that they don't like. I learned a long time ago as a kid. We learned this as a child. I don't have to like everything. I don't have to like everything. Um, and I taught my daughter that, you know, from food to people. I don't have to like everything. But my not liking something doesn't have to become the other person's problem. I don't like you. If I don't like you, I don't like you. But that doesn't have to become their problem. That's my problem. You know what I mean? Like, that's my problem to solve. I encounter someone I don't like. Okay, I say to myself, what am I going to do? I don't like them. I could stay away from them, find another job, not shop here. Or I could say, all right, I don't like them, but I have to do this. I have to accomplish this task. I have to accomplish this errand, whatever it is. I can process, contain my dislike to accomplish my task or my goal. Meanwhile, the person never has to know that I don't like them because it's not relevant. It doesn't matter. It's personal. It's personal to me. It's my problem. And I just wish that we would look and see that a lot of the negativity that we see in the world and the culture, that it's all the same energy. You know, and I look and I see the lack of empathy that we have for other people, that we have for each other, that we have for ourselves, because that's really the root of it. Because if I am harsh and unyielding and I don't have empathy for myself, I feel justified in not having it for other people. And it's the weirdest thing. But that really was on my heart today. I mean, I don't have you know, a pretty conclusion to this. But I thought about that as I was getting ready, because it was like one of the cruelest things I've seen a lot of cruel things. You know, in this past weekend, we saw that co-captain of the ship get attacked, that type of thing. But I see a lot of cruel things, and I think that people don't understand that everything isn't everything that that happens in your life. Some of the things that happen in your life, you don't necessarily overcome those, and you don't necessarily push through. That you have to learn to live with it. That there's things that happen in your life that you're not going to get your way, where you're not going to get your way, where it wouldn't hurt for you to have your way, because I don't think it would hurt. It wouldn't hurt other people for me to have my daughter in my life. It wouldn't hurt other people to have my mom back in my life, have my mom in my life. That wouldn't hurt anyone. But because of, life, nature, this world, this dimension, whatever we're living in, I can't have what I want. I can't have what I want. And there's no pushing through that. I have to learn to live with it. So when you see people out there in the world who are daily, because it's a daily learning, because I think about my mom and my daughter every single day. I think about my daughter almost every second of every day. And it takes great energy and great restraint to just do the basic tasks of living, to make basic decisions. So when you see people who are doing their best to learn to live with the things that are happening and have happened in their lives, respect that. Respect it and honor it, and be thankful that you don't have to do it. Be thankful that you don't have to do it. And have some compassion, because understand that it's not easy. It's not easy. It's not easy. And if you see yourself, if you feel like you're inclined to criticize, pause and ask yourself if you could do it. Ask yourself if you could do it. Could you live without your child? Could you live without your children? Could you live without your parents? And what that would look like for you. And as you start considering that, and the fact that when it comes to your parents, it hasn't happened yet. Or if it's your child, you pray that it doesn't happen, or you hope that it doesn't happen. Consider that. And then, back up off of those people. Back up off of people that you don't understand, you know. And don't make your problem their problem. I don't know. Whew. Yeah, this is my rant for today. Thank you.